What's up guys, this is Iman with Dune Serpents, and today we're going to be reviewing the Lamborghini Sterrato. Alright, so before we start with the outside of the vehicle, let's start on the interior because the interior is absolutely sweet in here. Just look at this. Imagine off-roading with an interior like this. Look at the emblem here. The design is just absolutely amazing. We got the red stitching going on here, and it's just bizarre to be in a Lamborghini designed for off-roading. Obviously the clearance is low, but this has 2 inches of extra lifted height in the front compared to other Lamborghinis. And it's automatic suspension, so you can lower it down when you're on the street and lift it up when you're off-roading. And it's honestly pretty impressive around Ocala. But yeah, this is like a rally beast is what this car is. It has 610 horsepower and a 5.2 liter V10. So Lamborghini Sterrato, this is brand new. Has how many miles on it? 905 miles. My buddy's Lamborghini right now, he's not here. He's traveling. Of course he is, you know, he's in South Africa doing some crazy stuff, but he'll be here to take this thing to the off-road meet May 17th. So if you want to see this thing in action, as well as another Sterrato, make sure you come out to that off-road meet. I'm not a Lamborghini expert by any means. I've always been in the Porsche game and Ferrari, but I've now entered the Lamborghini realm, so I'm learning as I'm going in this review right now. Yeah, you got this super sick like Batman shifter right here. You just pop that up, start the car, reverse, park, manual. All suede interior. The Alcantara is just beautiful. Not on the roof though, but all here. It's kind of interesting that it's in here because it's kind of more difficult to clean when you're off-roading with all the clay and stuff, but so far this thing is spotless in here. We got great detailers, auto gi light. Make sure you check them out. But yeah, just look at this. This is so sick. It's an actual Batmobile. A lot of people are nicknaming it the Black Cobra since it looked like a snake when it was off-roading, so I kind of like that name for this. I think that's going to be the nickname for this bad boy. The sound system, Sensonum. Let me see that really quick. Sensonum. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right, but you're going to be jamming when you're off-roading. Sure. But just look at this from my POV. Absolutely beautiful. And this is Steven. Say what's up, Steven.
What's up?
You got this rear view glass right here. It's got a functional air intake, which we'll get to outside and look at the motor and everything. But yeah, you get the glass right here, which is kind of cool, but you cannot see anything from that hood scoop. So you have a camera here. This did not come with the car. He actually installed this himself. That way you're able to see directly behind you while you're driving. So definitely a move you need to do. And we got some more switches over here for the lighting. And yeah, all these switches here. We take a look at the steering wheel. You get a nice texture here on the steering wheel, which I actually really like. I haven't seen before. And yeah, you get your paddle shifters. Shifting this thing off-road is a 10 out of 10 experience. I have driven on the street one time before, and this thing, you know, same power as any other Lambo. The top speed on this car is 162 miles an hour, I believe, or 161. I was talking to my buddy on why that was the top speed on this vehicle, and they said it wasn't really that aerodynamic with this design, so they kind of detuned it for that to be the top speed. Other than that, 610 horsepower all the way. Really healthy throttle and torque response as well. Shift's amazing. It's broken in. Well, just about broken in. Still fresh, but once this thing gets a few more miles on it, definitely be redlining this bad boy and ripping this car for sure. Let's go ahead and take a step outside and take a look at the rest. All right, a little glimpse from the interior, from the outside before we go look at the motor and everything. You gotta take a look at these carbon fiber seats with the red stitching, red seat belts. Everything's perfect in here. Look at that. These are Scanzio. I'm not sure how to pronounce that. I don't know if that's the brand. These are Lamborghini. I mean, it is a Lamborghini seat. Maybe Scanzio means it's not a brand and it just means like how to adjust the seat. I have no idea, but I'm definitely not going to try to butcher that one. Yeah, it's carbon fiber with Alcantara and leather, and it's just the design. It is sweet. It's kind of sunny out here. It's kind of tough to get all the details, but yeah, super beautiful interior for sure. So let's go ahead and before we pop the hood, let's take a look at the car from the outside as a whole. Beautiful. It's kind of like a magnetic gray paint job. This whole thing has PPF over it. Just look at that. Look at that sparkle. She is a beaut. You got your off-road lights up here, LEDs, super aggressive, very aggressive looking vehicle, and it just looks so mean out there. And you start to think twice when you're out there because you all of a sudden hear this V10 just ripping, and it's beautiful. Brake calipers are amazing. Look at that red. Matches the stitching on the interior. All the details are absolutely phenomenal. Look at the tires. So let's take a look at the Bridgestones here. I want to see what size it is. This is an all-terrain 235/40 with a 19-inch wheel and a bronze finish. It is really nice. Complements the vehicle nicely. The under fender wheels are all sealed off here to protect the rocks from going and hitting this beautiful paint. That was added on here as well, and he put his own little design here with the PPF, so that's pretty sick. I really like the SVP Racing logo on here. It's super dope, and they placed that just right. But yeah, it's the V10 back here. We're gonna go ahead and pop that open. That's the functional hood scoop. So far, after taking this thing out a few times, the air filters weren't so bad. Obviously there's sand all over the place, but it wasn't that bad. And this whole vehicle is skidded underneath as well to protect the vehicle from any rocks or branches and stuff like that when we're off-roading. Yeah, I really like the tires on here. The tires look super dope. Put this seat up all the way forward. I was wrong for doing that, just to look at the carbon fiber. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn this vehicle on because apparently to open the trunk, you have to have the vehicle on, which is kind of interesting. I thought there'd be like a lever or something, but there's not. So you're in this with me because I have no idea how to open the back, so let's find out.
An eternity later.
Oh, there it is. I found it. So we're gonna open the back and we're gonna open the front as well. Okay. I know you guys are waiting for this, but before we go to the back, we gotta talk functionality. We're gonna go to the front, take a look at the space you get. Because you know, you gotta bring gear out there. You can't just go off-roading empty-handed. You know, you gotta bring snacks, non-alcoholic beverages as well. So let's see, how do we do the front open? There is a, oh nice, look at that. I like that. That is nice. All right, so that's the storage space we're working with. Nothing crazy, but exceptional for a Lamborghini for sure. You get this nice Lamborghini bag with all your purchases. If you want to put like sandwiches in here in your Lamborghini bag, you totally can. So that's storage up front. You have your belongings you need for recovery and anything else. So let's take a look at the back.
Wow.
Could have sworn we could open this a little more, but I guess we have to take all this off, which we're not going to do today because we're here doing the maintenance on the air filters and stuff, and all this was exposed and it looked beautiful in here. Everything was absolutely perfect. A lot of support bars going around here. The welds are exceptional. Fantastic, and you can just see they actually went in very well and did all the details and the structural support needed to build an off-road vehicle. Like the shock towers are all reinforced and they all connect into these crossbars right here. So they thought this through. They had a good team for the off-road design, and I believe this is their first off-road vehicle, so they definitely killed it as far as constructing it the right way, so you don't go out there and just damage your suspension and things like that. It's built to take a little bit of a beating for sure. So no, if you have a normal Lamborghini, don't think about, oh, if I have enough ground clearance I can go out there. I mean, you can by all means, send me a video, take your Lambo out. But this is definitely designed to take more of a beating than a standard Lamborghini, of course. And there's your motor right there. Absolutely beautiful. Wow. And then this is the air intake coming from this scoop here. Sucks in here. You know how it works. It's an engine. It's not rocket science. Well, a little bit of rocket science for sure. But yeah, this is an absolute beast of a vehicle. and we're taking this Italian vehicle off-roading. Back to the brakes. We got carbon ceramic brakes. It's a 6-piston brake in the front and 4 pistons in the rear. Stopping power on this bad boy is amazing. Kind of reminds me of my Tacoma. I know these are obviously way better than my Willwoods on there, but yeah, it is an absolute beast. I have the same kind of package from Porsche on my Taycan, and it definitely comes in handy. And obviously this has ABS and my Tacoma doesn't. But like on the Taycan in this car, when I do need to stop, it comes to a healthy stop, rather than my Tacoma, when you touch the brakes, it just locks up and it gets crazy. But yeah, it's actually very responsive, but not too much, and it's just a good balance. You are in control when you're driving this vehicle. What I really like about this is steering. So steering is obviously the biggest thing when you're purchasing a car. That's why a lot of people like Porsche, which is personally my favorite. The steering is very comfortable. Usually when you get behind a Porsche, you feel like you've been driving the car for a long time. And sometimes with previous Ferraris I've owned, steering is very aggressive, which is fun, but it kind of reminds you of an F1 car. It's like too responsive, but this is a nice happy in between where you get that like super fast response time. You feel like you're in a race car, but it's also super controllable and comfortable, which is, you know, a plus. You want to be comfortable out there. You don't want to be stressing, and obviously you need fast response time when you're off-roading, because who knows what can happen, but it's just right where you feel in control, and they nailed it. So great job on that. I wish we can go ahead and go under the vehicle, but this thing definitely ate some sand out there big time, bottomed out a couple times while at full lift, but it was some soft sand, and other than that, it's taking no damage, and just about ran half of the Ocala for us, and we're gonna do the other half for the next off-road meet. But yeah, skidded all the way through, all the way. So there's nothing that can really happen. Let me get my camera. Let me see if I can angle it so you guys can see what it looks like. Maybe. Yeah, you get an idea. Yeah, look at that. Talk about off-road clearance. We're always trying to get more clearance, and then boom, here's a Lamborghini Sterrato. Like, yeah, we're really testing the waters out here with this vehicle. My buddy Derek West, it's our cameraman for the day. I'm not going to leave him hanging. But yeah, let me get this back to you. Here are your fender flares, or some people like to call them bushwhackers. So these things are, it's a nice like matte black plastic. Obviously you need it out there, especially in Florida. We got a lot of branches, so these things come in handy paired with the PPF. The PPF is actually really nice on here. You can't really see any of the seams. I can't get over how metallic this paint is. But yeah, this thing is protected. Make sure you get a PPF on it. It doesn't come with one unless you request it. And usually Lamborghini and all these high-end dealers are going to charge quite a bit for an okay PPF job. Keep that in mind. We did our Ferrari one time. It was average PPF. And they charge us a premium. So definitely get a PPF if you're getting a Sterrato. And I think the other one that's coming out there is green, I believe. So it's going to be a gray and green Sterrato. Super sick. Obviously you got a twin tip exhaust back here. I believe they're titanium. I haven't really looked into it. I really wanted my buddy to do this review, but he's not here. So one thing that was cool, I was driving behind this on the street. We're going and grabbing some cigars, and you could just see into the pipes, and it was just glowing red. You can see like the valve opening and closing, and it looked like it was like gates of hell. Like, it was so sick being behind this car and seeing that just opening and closing. It was just like, bah. And it's just so aggressive. Definitely a Batmobile, Cobra, whatever you want to call it. Perfect vehicle. And definitely want to see this thing like do some rally type driving for sure. We have those types of tracks out here in Florida. That's why I love Ocala so much. You have whoops, you have jumps, you got hills, and you got flat clay roads as well that you can just have the time of your life out there. So it's a nice balance. Okay, we have plenty of off-road footage, but we don't have that much on-road footage. So we're actually gonna go ahead and take it. Right now we're just chilling in the Strata mode. Strata, whatever the hell that means. But we're gonna go into, oh, we got a rally mode too. That's kind of neat. All right, we're gonna have to bring this down this steep driveway at an angle. Am I clear? Taking a look? All right, yeah. Definitely don't want to scrape anything. Any cars? So yeah, that's the one problem. We do have this camera, but like, it's very difficult to see your surroundings. Actually, no, it's not that bad. It's just throwing me off. I'm not used to looking through a camera. Yeah, let's go ahead and take this for a little spin. Just gonna go down the street. Oh, can't drive without a seatbelt. It's like 105 degrees out here, by the way. Hawaiian fits are back on. You got a little Lamborghini logo right here. Look at that. That's kind of, I don't know if you can see that. That's kind of clean. That's nice. Let all these beautiful cars pass by so we don't, you know, horrify them with this motor. We're gonna go ahead and go to sport mode. And the valves have just opened in the rear exhaust. So it actually sounds 10 times better. Where are my Italians at? Why aren't we off-roading all together? So I'm not gonna go too aggressive. I'm gonna leave it in automatic right now, so you can just see how the vehicle does by itself. Look at that. I will rip it a little bit on the way back, just a little bit. The paddle shifters are stationary on here, which I actually like, because you know I like to drive my knees sometimes, and when the paddle shifters come and hit your knees, like on the G-Wagons, it kind of ruins everything. Next thing you know, you're in like 4th gear. You're like, what's going on, man? I'm supposed to be in 3rd. All right, let's go ahead and make a U-turn. Turning radius on here so far, check. Very nice. Like I said, steering, woo, super good. We're in sport mode. Should we do a little launch? Just a little launch. Obviously, I could redline it a lot more, but it's still breaking in. So, yeah, it was a soft launch. One more launch. Like I said, I'm not really taking the RPMs too high. I'm, you know, shifting kind of early, but I'm just keeping the motor clean. But man, do I want to get those RPMs high, because it just keeps crawling up effortlessly. Like it just, this car wants to go, and it sounds so sick.
Lamborghini Off-Roadini Manufacturing.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, buddy. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this review of the Lamborghini. Like I said, I'm not an expert. This is not my vehicle, so I may have jeopardized, I butchered a couple of things on the review, but I definitely wanted to showcase this vehicle. And like I said, if you want to come out and see it, make sure you come May 17th. We're trying to get another Sterrato out there as well, and we're going to be ripping these vehicles and having a good time. And it's not something you want to miss, because it sounds so clean, echoing through those trees. Anyways, make sure to subscribe and follow me on Instagram, and yeah, thanks for watching.